Hey, what's happening, guys? I'm sure you can tell, and it's probably kind of echoey in here, so I'll try not to speak too loud, but we're moving. We are in the process of moving anyways, and everything is out of the apartment, so that's why there's so much echoing, because the ceilings are like 15 feet high. Alyssa and I are moving into a house really soon, and this apple spice mug cake recipe was one of the last recipes that I filmed here. So today's mug cake recipe, it only has about 6 net carbs per serving. If you only want to make one serving, just cut the recipe in half and you should be all good to go. But just keep that in mind when you're making this recipe. Anyways, with that being said, let's get in this one. Make this mug cake, guys. All right, so first things first, you want to get out your food scale and either a small bowl, or actually what I like to use for my mug cakes is a large measuring cup. And then to whatever bowl you decide to use, you want to crack and add 2 large eggs to it, as well as some unsweetened applesauce. We're not going to be adding too much applesauce because we don't want to add too many carbs to the recipe, but we do want to give this some nice apple flavor. So we're going to be adding about 2.5 tablespoons or around 30 grams of the applesauce to our bowl as well. And then the final liquid ingredient we're going to add is going to be a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Then at this point, what you want to do is take out your whisk and start whisking around all those ingredients. And then once they're combined, we can start adding our dry ingredients to the bowl. The first thing we're adding is 2 tablespoons or about 15 grams of coconut flour to our bowl. You guys know I love the Bob's Red Mill coconut flour especially, so you can find that, pick some of that up. Next, we're going to sweeten the recipe up with some granulated erythritol, which is a 0 net carb, 0 calorie sweetener. And we're going to be adding just less than 2 tablespoons of it, or about 20 grams to our bowl for today's recipe. The next thing we're adding is some super fine almond flour. We're going to be adding about 2 tablespoons or 15 grams of that to the bowl, as well as a teaspoon of baking powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, and just a pinch of nutmeg. Now that we've got all the ingredients in the bowl, we're gonna get our whisk back out, whiskify everything until all the ingredients are combined. And then once everything is combined and looking good in your bowl, you wanna get out your mug or your ramekin, coat it with a little bit of baking spray. I highly recommend going with a large ramekin or a small dish to make your mug cake in. They just turn out way better that way than actually using a mug for your mug cakes, as funny as that kind of sounds. But whatever dish you decide to go with, you'll want to add all your batter to it. And then you want to microwave the dish for somewhere between 1.5 minutes to 2.5 minutes, depending on the power of your microwave. My microwave is 700 watts, so I microwave mine for about 2.5 minutes, but microwave times will vary depending on the power of your microwave. Once the mug cake is done microwaving though, I highly recommend adding just a nice cinnamon sugar topping to it. So all you have to do is add about a tablespoon of the granulated erythritol to the top of the mug cake, as well as just a pinch of cinnamon, and then you are good to go, guys. Your mug cake will end up looking something like this, and check this out. How good does this apple cinnamon mug cake look? So after every mug cake recipe, I have to give my #1 pro tip to you guys, and that is always, I can't stress this enough, err on the side of less time in your microwave than more time, because you can always add 5 or 10 seconds if your cake is a little bit underdone. But if you overcook it in the microwave, you can't cook it for less time, guys. It's done. It's a hockey puck. It's inedible. It's not good. So please keep that pro tip in mind when you're making your mug cake. With that being said, if you want the full recipe with the metric measurements of the macros, you can find all that stuff in the video description below. Also down there will be the links to all the products that I used to make the apple spice mug cake today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next recipe, which is going to be the last recipe, and I cannot believe that. It's been 3 years that I've been making recipes in this apartment, in this kitchen. But yeah, the next recipe is gonna be the last one, and I will see you very soon for that last recipe.